one of the key elements to get a creative content project being financed and move into production, it will be to convince the different stakeholders that you try to get, to be part of this project, that you know what's ahead of you. So risk management is a key skill set that you need to master. And what are we trying to do with risk management? What is our objective? Is to give confidence that to our stakeholders, we know what's ahead of us and potential problem that could arise. And in certain case, we're prepared to deal with them if it happen. In certain case, we will do some action to reduce the probability of this problem to happen, so we don't end up with this in the future. But if it happens, we're ready. We have a contingency. So again, in the whole risk management, we're looking at mitigating a problem. So that means reducing the probability of a cost to happen, and also reducing the impact if the problem happens. Now, you cannot deal with all the risk. You cannot, reduce the probability of each risk and have a contingency for each risk. Otherwise, it's going to cost you a lot of money and takes time. Dealing with activities for risk management takes time, costs money. Two things that we don't have, right? So again, we're going to have to be very selective on which one we need to tackle, upfront, mitigation, and the one we're going to wait and see if it happens, then we have a plan ready to go. Okay. And if we decide we're going to accept it, and was like, yeah, we know it's there. However, we deal with it, if it happens. Okay. We call that workaround. And there will be a lot like this. So we know that COVID could come back, but we're not doing anything to mitigate, or we don't have a contingency. If it comes back, we deal with it. Why do we do that? It's to give confidence to the stakeholders that we know what's ahead of us. So that means what? That means, let's say you have big events, okay? You're producers, you have a big event. It's going to be outside. It will be in the middle of July. We'll have a lot of people. Media will be there, and then potential customers. And, so again, it's an event that is important for the organization. We're presenting right now where this is how the events will be played. We have all the executive and the stakeholder in the room. Everybody's all excited. And someone raised their hand and say, excuse me, what do we do if it rains? Okay. And now you're standing there like a deer in front of headlight. It's a good question. We'll get back to you on that one. And now people start to think, what? You haven't thought about this? I'm not asking a question about a situation that if the moon aligned with March. I'm talking about something that could happen, 50% chance, right, that rains. And you haven't thought about this? Now suddenly I'm losing confidence about this whole project. I'm scared, what else you haven't thought about? So you can imagine you're talking to potential investor to sell your project. You are trying to convince them to get on board. And somebody's asked you questions that are, potential problem that you might encounter, and you haven't have an answer. You haven't thought about this. It doesn't mean that your answer is, here's what we're going to do to prevent this or no. In certain cases, we are aware of this. We have looked at it. We have established it's a low probability, low impact. Therefore, we're going to monitor it, but we're going to deal with it if it happens as a problem resolution. Because of a risk, if it happens, it becomes a problem, and we could deal it as a problem resolution. However, if it's a risk where we have zero tolerance, because we could lose a lot of money, and of course, so here's what we're going to do. The cause of this risk to happen might be this, and therefore, here's what we're going to do as a mitigation. In the case of raining, the cause would be, there's not much you could do with the cause. It comes from higher levels, so unless you're well connected, there's not much you could do there. So, but we could do something with the impact, and the impact is what? People will get, participant, people that are at the events, they will get wet. So what we're going to do as a contingency, we will have a big tent sitting there on the side, and in the morning we'll monitor. If we see there's going to be rain, we'll put the tent up, and if it rains, people are not going to get wet, so we reduce the impact. It's still not going to be perfect, but we're reducing the impact, okay? So I could reduce the impact, I could reduce the cost. So risk management is fundamental that you master that. Now, if you're not familiar with the theory of risk management, we have a project management course for entertainment professionals. It's available. Just click on the link there. You can take this course and give you all the aspect of a project management with risk. We have an executive production masterclass also. So it's a must in entertainment, right? You need to be able to talk about risk. Again, it's about confidence. You know, having a great project, a great pitch, but not being able to talk about the risk and defend your qualification and quantification of these risks, that's not going to be going well for you. So again, good luck with your project and check out our course on this.